neighbors. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I?
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. This Mother's Day, give yourself or your mom the gift of a youthful look. It's called Plexiderm. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
We even have a video, and all he uses is a small amount, and that's how easy it is. And I did this to my father. We were at home, 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be fit and take care of yourself. Plexiderm makes you feel as good outside as you do inside. Honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there, like the bags are gone.
Not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
At our $14.95 price, this Mother's Day is the best time to try Plexiderm. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Tonight on Necn, Congress passing a multi-billion-dollar relief bill.
It's a problem. It's a problem to get food on the table. It's time to pay the bills.
Where the funding will go and how long it could take to get into the hands of those who desperately need it. Plus, co-parenting during the crisis, advice from a divorced couple making it work in this pandemic.
We love you!
And in it together, the surprise for a local mother. Her community is fighting alongside her. We begin with a live look in Washington, where help could be on the way for millions of Americans as a nearly $500 billion coronavirus relief bill is now headed to the president's desk. The House passed it a few hours ago. The president already saying he intends to sign it. So here's how the money will be divided. $25 billion for testing, $75 billion for hospitals, $60 billion for small business disaster loans, and the largest portion, more than $300 billion, will go to small businesses. And that's where our live team coverage begins tonight with Michael Rosenfield. And Michael, you spoke with a small business owner who desperately needs this help.
Well, Perry, we know that countless small businesses across the country have really been struggling. Many of them got shut out in the first round of emergency funding a few weeks ago. At Rebirth Body Transformation, a personal training studio in Wakefield, they've moved their classes online, but membership is still dropping.
And now we're at a point where each day we get another cancellation or freeze, and to the point where it's almost, I'm afraid to open up my email account.
Revenue's down 50% for owner Julian Carduz, but he's committed to keeping his 5 trainers employed and was counting on a loan from the Small Business Administration.
It's completely devastating.
He got shut out in the first round of funding, and he's not sure he'll have better luck now that a second package for small businesses has been approved by Congress.
And if this comes through, then that would be great. But after watching what just happened the past few weeks, I have no faith.
But there were success stories.
It's very clutch. It allows me to keep paying the employees I have now, and it allows me to bring 2 more back.
At the Boston General store in Dedham, where owner April Gabriel sells everything from chocolate bars to candles, cocktail mixers to incense, she scored a loan, but it may not be enough.
We had to kind of pivot our whole business model to being online only.
Despite a 500% spike in her online sales, business is only at 30% of what it was pre-pandemic.
It's devastating financially, but also emotionally. Part of our business is so community driven, and I haven't seen the community in a month.
It's expected that the money will be gobbled up very quickly by small businesses, and we just don't know if there will be more funding packages approved by Congress down the road. Live in Dedham tonight, Michael Rosenfield, Necn.
Michael, thank you. Relief for small businesses comes as we are seeing more Americans out of work, and the numbers are truly staggering. Another 4.4 million Americans filed for unemployment last week. That brings the total number of people filing to 26 million since the virus hit. Our team coverage continues with Eli Rosenberg, who is following this story live in Boston.
Yeah, Perry, the numbers are staggering when you think about it. Over the last 5 weeks here in the Commonwealth, 650,000 people applying for unemployment benefits. Tonight, the story of 2 people out of work and running out of options. For Abigail Reed, lately, it hasn't been a day worth repeating. Her mobile spray tanning business sidelined since March.
It's not like you can see your business crumbling or falling apart. Like it's just like a flat line, nothing.
On Thursday morning, she joined a growing list she never expected to be part of, applying for unemployment benefits.
And I already heard back, and it said they were giving me $0 biweekly. So I'm like hoping that number might go up.
Reed isn't alone.
So a little more than 4 weeks ago, I was laid off due to COVID-19. I work in the tourist industry.
Joe Rich, another Boston area resident, out of work. According to the Department of Labor, more than 80,000 people applied for unemployment benefits last week. That brings the total in the last 5 weeks when the spread of COVID led to the closure of non-essential businesses to 650,000.
These jobless claim numbers are so big and so sudden, so precipitous, that Massachusetts is an unprecedented crisis.
A crisis hitting home for those now forced to try and make ends meet.
It's a problem. It's a problem to get food on the table. It's hard to pay the bills.
I went from being financially fine to nothing, which is a shock.
And these two tell me the hardest part is the unknown, not knowing when they'll be able to return to work as they hope for some help. Live in Boston, Eli Rosenberg, NECN.
Eli, thank you. First alert weather as we take a live look outside over the Zakim Bridge. Looks pretty good right about now, but this will change in the morning as rain is headed our way. Tim Kelly, what are we talking about here? How much rain are we going to see here?
Hi, Perry. It depends where you are. Connecticut to Cape Cod could get more than an inch. North of, say, Conway, New Hampshire, a little bit of snow and nothing in northern Maine, the snow capital of the Northeast. We're starting with some serious, though. The satellite radar composite shows ongoing severe weather in the southeastern United States. A couple of tornado warnings right now near Gainesville, Florida. And look at that blossom of thunderstorms happening south of Mississippi. This is going to be a powerhouse of an ocean storm. It's multi-layered. We're on the top layer where we will not have severe weather. There's going to be a feed of colder air coming into the top of this storm, as if it wasn't cold enough already. Had record low temperatures last night and this morning, but it's going to be just warm enough tomorrow for rain, not snow. High temperature in Boston area, Providence, even near Hartford, 52 to 55 degrees after starting in the 20s and 30s. It was a nice sunny day, one in a row. There's the timing of the rain. There's 3:45 a.m. Green is rain. Now yellow is heavy rain. Downpours along I-95 from New Haven to Providence first thing in the morning. And that rain snow line near Conway will sink south a little bit. Some of the hills may get a little coating of snow. Otherwise, just cold, raw Friday. The sun comes back Saturday after a frosty start, maybe touching 60 in spots. And then more rough weather to come in Sunday. More details in a few minutes.
Tim, we will see you soon. Today, Governor Gina Raimondo, the governor of Rhode Island, Gina Raimondo, announcing distance learning will remain in effect for the rest of the school year to help prevent the spread of the virus. Parents looking for support can access a new helpline through the state's Department of Education. Raimondo will host a kids press conference next Thursday. She's going to answer questions from preschoolers to high school seniors. So let's talk about colleges now. In response to the pandemic, one local school is planning to cut tuition in a big way. Southern New Hampshire University says by 2021 it plans to offer all incoming freshmen a scholarship that would give them one free year of tuition. Then after that, tuition would be around $10,000 a year. That is down from $31,000 a year. How is this possible? The university says students will take classes online while living on campus. They will still be able to participate in activities, clubs, and sports. The pandemic has made life more difficult for everybody, but for parents who share custody of their children, it can be even harder, more challenging. All new tonight, Malcolm Johnson spoke with a couple that is navigating co-parenting during this pandemic.
Co-parenting with an ex can be hard. Just ask Ben Heldfond and Nikki DeBartolo.
And through some bumpy times of the divorce, we actually were able to come together, and no matter how much I deny it or don't want to accept it, I do love that woman.
They are bonded forever because of their 16-year-old son, Asher. But for many families, neutral meeting places being shuttered, increased health risks, and family courts being closed are all newfound obstacles to co-parenting.
We sat down, we talked, and we made sure that there was unilateral, rules of both houses or consistency rules of both houses. And I trusted that she was going to follow it, and she trusted that I was going to follow it.
The two have since remarried, live 7 houses apart, and co-authored the book, Our Happy Divorce. But both understand the challenges other parents face. In Massachusetts, travel related to child custody has not been deemed essential.
How essential is it that kids spend time with both parents during this pandemic?
Number one, with Asher, I want him to be able to spend as much time with his dad as he would if this pandemic wasn't happening.
Asher, our son, has always been essential.
And it's that time spent together that will aid separated families through the COVID crisis.
Compromise and communication. And the co's of the world. And just like we're going to get through this COVID, it's together.
I'm Malcolm Johnson, NECN.
And as a reminder, you can help out during this time of need through the Massachusetts COVID-19 Relief Fund. We are proud to support that effort. We have more information on our website, necn.com. So happening right now, COVID-19 is impacting the NFL draft. It's being held remotely. The Patriots have the 23rd pick tonight, but they could always make some moves, maybe a trade possibly. We are watching it closely, and Raul Martinez will join us in a few minutes with the latest. Just ahead, getting back to normal by following in other countries' footsteps. Our Lifting the Lockdown series continues with a closer look at what's being done abroad. Plus,
September 12th, my son walked for the first time in the morning, and by 4 p.m. we were told that I had stage 4 cancer.
an incredible surprise for a mother who has been through so much, how her loved ones showed their support.
Are the Atkins shakes really as good as I've heard? Yes, Kaylee, they are. You see, if there's a life worth living without a good, creamy chocolate shake, I don't want to know that life. Try an Atkins shake. You'll see.
We want you to know that VA New England's commitment to our veterans, caregivers, and community has not wavered.
We have implemented procedures to protect and serve our veterans through state-of-the-art healthcare services like telehealth and VA Video Connect.
13,000 VA New England employees remain resolute in our continued mission of selfless service by providing exceptional care for America's veterans and their families.
Choose VA, where we stand proud and ready like the veterans we serve.
No matter how much you clean, does your house still smell stuffy? That's because your home is filled with soft surfaces that trap odors and release them back into the room. So try Febreze Fabric Refresher. Febreze finds odors trapped in fabrics and cleans them away as it dries. Use Febreze every time you tidy up to keep your whole house smelling fresh air clean. Fabric Refresher even works for clothes you want to wear another day. Make Febreze part of your clean routine for whole home freshness.
I was driving a golf cart and I was struck by an SUV, pretty much T-boned. The golf cart actually spun around 4 times and I sustained some neck and back injuries. Morgan & Morgan came highly recommended. With the restitution that I received, I'm getting continuing medical care. I have been able to reclaim my health, and I'm very pleased with the outcome and resolution, and couldn't be more pleased with the results.
For Hyundai and its dealers, the health and safety of our local communities have always come first. And right now, we're all safer at home. But should you need a vehicle, we have options to shop online, and a participating dealer will deliver it right to you. And to ease the financial strain, you'll make no payments for 4 months. Together, we can create a safer, better car buying experience.
Get 0% APR for up to 84 months on the 2020 Tucson or Elantra and make no payments for 4 months. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
There's TV, and then there's X1, featuring the Emmy Award-winning voice remote. All the apps you love, including Netflix, Prime Video, YouTube, and Hulu, and the most 4K content. The best entertainment experience all in one place.
New tonight, our Lifting the Lockdown series continues with a look at how other countries are dealing with this pandemic. Betsy Bedell tells us what lessons we can learn about containing the virus and living with this threat.
People were distancing. Masks have started becoming much more ubiquitous.
For weeks, Luisa Weiss and her family have been under a soft lockdown in Berlin.
We really haven't done anything besides going to the grocery store and, stretching our legs outside.
Germany recorded some 150,000 COVID-19 cases, but leaders say widespread testing and a robust healthcare system is helping the country restart its economy. Car dealers and bike shops were allowed to open Monday, along with some small retail stores. Elsewhere in Europe, some countries are following suit. In the Czech Republic, outdoor athletic facilities are back open. In France, schools will reopen May 11. While in Spain, construction workers are back on the job and police are handing out some 10 million masks.
One important problem will be the problem of restaurants.
Italy is debating when to lift its strict lockdown after being ravaged by the disease. They're looking at May 4th. Sergio Romagnani, an epidemiologist at the University of Florence, says one important change being tested here is moving sick people into hotels to protect their families.
The family contagion was one of the most important causes of the fact that we have still very high numbers.
Other parts of the world have kept the disease in check without widespread lockdowns. Hong Kong has seen around 1,000 cases of COVID-19, and after a flare-up in March, the semi-autonomous Chinese territory reported 0 new cases for the first time Monday.
So the contact tracing is really, really important.
Ben Cowling, a professor of infectious disease epidemiology at the University of Hong Kong, says that massive amounts of testing and sophisticated contact tracing were key to their success. Sick patients are isolated, and their close contacts are kept in mandatory quarantine in holiday camps. In nearby Taiwan, there are similarities to Hong Kong's approach, like temperature scanners at malls and apartment buildings. Masks are covered by national health insurance and so abundant, they cost about 20 cents. In this country of 23 million, residents who were in contact with coronavirus patients earn about $33 a day to quarantine at home.
You get paid for staying home, watching TV, surfing the internet, and have food brought to you like room service, and have people check up on your symptoms.
With only 6 deaths to date, Dr. Jason Wang of Stanford University says the country is an example for leaders in the West.
And that's the current debate, right? Can democracies actually handle this crisis? And the answer is yes, if you're prepared.
For NECN and Telemundo Nueva Inglaterra, I'm Betsy Bedell.
And as we start to think about the new normal, we are watching summer camps to see if they will be able to open on time. Some camps in Maine have already closed, but others are hopeful to take kids this summer. It's a big part of Maine's economy. The industry brings in about $200 million a year. Stories of hope are what we need right now, and we have one for you. A mother just finished her treatments for cancer, and she's been having to go all by herself. But today, her friends and family wanted to make sure she knew she was not alone in this fight. Here's Catherine Sodnick with a story that's all new tonight.
A parade like no other Thursday in Chelmsford.
Hey, medic!
With precautions in place, family, friends, and neighbors lined Alexa Morell's street. She's returning from her 12th and final round of chemotherapy at Dana-Farber for stage 4 colon cancer.
I was bawling I've been crying for the past half an hour over it.
We love you! Family and friends organized the surprise.
We knew she was going to be emotional. I mean, how could you not?
The 30-year-old mom has been going for the treatments alone due to COVID concerns.
It was sad to be there alone today, but I get it, and I think it's just for our safety, for less people, less germs.
Alexa says she was diagnosed last year.
September 12th, my son walked for the first time in the morning, and by 4 p.m. we were told that I had stage 4 cancer.
And then by December, 65% of her liver was removed when the cancer spread. Now, though, a reason to celebrate. Alexa also thanking those who helped her, including the local mom group that she's part of. And now she has a message for others.
Something I like to tell other people that are new to getting diagnosed is that you'll get through it, especially if you have a strong support system. I've leaned on all of the ones that I love so much, and they've totally carried me through this whole thing.
And Alexa has another surgery in May, and because of COVID, she'll be recovering for 5 days alone. But when she wakes up, she's expected to be cancer-free. I'm Catherine Sotnick, NECN.
We are all in this together. Okay, first alert weather, a live look right now in Hartford. And Tim Kelly, this is a fitting live look because this is where we're going to see the rain the soonest here.
Yeah, right. The rain often comes in from the southwest and exits east, so Connecticut gets wet first and sun comes out first. Let's go to Boston now. In Hartford today, we set a record this morning, 26 degrees at Windsor Locks, and that tied 26, 1989. In Boston, we were about 5 degrees off the record. It was 34 this morning, 55 this afternoon. And can you see the bottom of the screen there? This is the Boston webcam. Look at that water taxi just going back and forth, kind of pointed into the wind. I'm not sure if that's a long rope or a short rope on the anchor line. Wind is changing again. Tomorrow it's going to come from the exact opposite way. Today it was west and southwest. Tomorrow it's east and northeast. That means colder, wet wind tomorrow. A nice sunny day Saturday. There's not much wind at all, which means a sea breeze, cooler at the coast. A return to rain and wind on Sunday. Systems are all lined up across the coast. Outside tonight, we're not getting anywhere near as cold in southern New England, 40 to 45, so it's warm enough for rain. But you look at Manchester, New Hampshire, points north, it's in the 30s, and it will be cold enough for some snow, but will it precipitate? It probably will, but during the day, and it's less likely you get snow accumulating during the day this time of year. Where have you heard that before? Between now and sunrise, maybe a ½ inch of rain around Bridgeport, New Haven, Connecticut, and then look at Nantucket. Is it really going to be 2 3/4? It's not out of the question. I think that's a little bit high. The number is Boston west, 3/4 of an inch, a ½ inch, and then it decreases dramatically as you move north, so any snow threat is minimal tomorrow. However, there's another system and then another system from right to left here. They're all lined up. It's not one system here in the east. Tornado watch goes on in Florida. That means there's been a tornado watch in Florida all day and now tonight, and there are tornado warnings also. Washington, D.C., though, kind of between two fronts. We have two fronts over New England, sort of the old decaying Arctic front near New York City, and a real almost late springtime type warm front in New Jersey, and it's south of that warm front offshore where you're going to get the heavy thunderstorms tomorrow, and they're both kind of merging right over southern New England tomorrow. There's 8 o'clock tomorrow night. The rain is ending. We're going to clear it out for a frosty start on Saturday, the pick of the weekend. High pressure from Canada. It's not necessarily a warm air mass, but with sunshine and not too much wind, we may touch 60 in spots away from the coast. Then there's another low over Kentucky and Tennessee on Saturday evening. That's going to come in on Sunday, and it's going to do almost the same thing we're going to get tomorrow. That is wind and rain. So Saturday is the pick. It really sticks out there at near 60. On Sunday, it's going to get colder and colder, and rain may actually change to snow, even in the hills of central and western New England. Sunday night, we may wake up to snow on the ground again in spots on Monday. Chilly and raw Monday. Tuesday looks good. And probably wet, not white, next Wednesday and Thursday. The beat goes on. Well, maybe 60. I see a 62 next Sunday. Perry?
I'll take anything, Tim. Thank you so much for that. 62 on Sunday it is. And if the first thing you do when you wake up is check Instagram, then you can follow us at Necn TV. You can watch the latest headlines and forecasts before you even get out of bed. All right, now we want to get to the biggest story in sports. Something is actually happening today in sports, the NFL draft. Raul, how are the Patriots doing?
Oh, waiting game for Bill Belichick. Hasn't made a trade just yet. They're doing something a bit different this year. Obviously, the virtual draft due to the pandemic, but it has gone well so far. The Patriots do have a first-round pick. Tonight, we'll update you on Bill Belichick's big draft as they have a ton of picks this year. What quarterbacks are off the board as well. Sports is next.
America's most captivating true crime stories are on 5 times a week. Dateline, weeknights at 8 on NECN.
Hush, baby, nobody would break you.
The calming scent of lavender by Downy Infusions Calm. Laundry isn't done until it's done with Downy.
Super Emma just about sleeps in her cape, but when we realized she was battling sensitive skin, we switched to new Tide plus Downy Free. It's gentle on her skin and dermatologist recommended. New Tide Pods plus Downy Free. Safe for sensitive skin with eczema and psoriasis.
Humira patients, this one's for you. You inspired us to make your Humira experience even better with Humira Citrate Free. It has the same effectiveness you know and trust, but we remove the citrate buffers. There's less liquid and a thinner needle with less pain immediately following injection. Ask your doctor about Humira Citrate Free, and you can use your copay card to pay as little as $5 a month.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections. Serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Ask your doctor about Humira Citrate Free, the same Humira you trust with less pain immediately following injection.
If you can't afford your medicine, AbbVie may be able to help.
Laser X, the #1 home laser tag game on the planet. Join Red, Blue, or go Rogue, featuring the Morph Blaster that morphs from a target game into a full-size blaster with a 300-foot range. Plus, morph back to training mode with an unlimited number of players. All gear works together. You can get the Laser X Morph double set for $49.99 plus $9.99 processing and handling. Batteries not included. Extra blasters sold separately. The original, the ultimate Laser X. And this fall, the revolution is coming.
Well, it's been a rare sight these days. Live sporting events. Last week we had the WNBA draft. Tonight, a big one. The NFL draft is officially underway. The Patriots still have not made a pick just yet, but they got a lot of them in this draft. I'd expect a trade or two from Bill Belichick, right? He tends to do that. That hasn't really been an issue in this virtual draft so far. Everything has gone smoothly. 12 total picks for the Pats, including the 23rd overall pick, which will go down pretty soon here. Rounds 2 and 3 will go tomorrow night. The Pats don't have a second-round pick. They do have 3 in the 3rd. The question now is, what needs will they address early? Offensive and defensive line, tight end, safety, and of course, with Tom Brady gone, quarterback is on everyone's mind. But the top 3 guys are already off the board, and this was a no-brainer for the Bengals.
With the first pick in the 2020 draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Joe Burrow, quarterback, LSU.
All right, Roger Goodell making the picks from his basement. Heisman winner and national champion Joe Burrow. Easy call. He was a special QB last season. Washington went with talented defensive end Chase Young. Matt Patricia and the Lions took cornerback Jeffrey Okudah, both from Ohio State. Brian Flores and the Miami Dolphins took the next quarterback at number 5 overall. And if healthy, Alabama's Tua Tagovailoa will be a menace in the AFC East, but he has a history of injuries, including a dislocated right hip. After surgery, he appears to be okay, has a chance to be special in Miami. All right, the Patriots are reportedly signing a wide receiver. That would be Marquise Lee, former Jaguars wideout, to a 1-year deal. The 28-year-old second-round draft pick in 2014 showed promise at the beginning of his career, signed a big contract in 2018, but has dealt with a number of injuries since then. Tom Brady's Florida experience hasn't gotten off to the smoothest start. He got kicked out of a park while working out. Now he's accidentally walking into strangers' homes. On April 7th, Brady was going to visit the home of offensive coordinator Byron Leftwich and instead walked into his neighbor's house without knocking. Then he was face-to-face with his homeowner, realized, oops, oh, Brady, tough start. Great story, though. Hey, great news. David Andrews posting on social media, the center for the Patriots, saying he has been cleared to play. He missed all of last season because of blood clots in his lungs. Back to you.
Great news, Raul. Thank you, and thank you for watching. I'm Puri Russum. You are watching NECN, The Winglands Connection. Have a great night.
Everyone loves the benefits of compression socks, but they're just so hard to get on. Until now. Introducing the all-new CopperFit Energy Socks, redesigned for the first ever easy on, easy off fit to help reduce swelling, relieve tired, achy muscles, and provide energizing support. A new blend of stretch fabric for the most comfortable, easy on, easy off compression fit.
Being a SWAT commander, we train to win. The CopperFit Energy Socks, they didn't feel like other compression socks. They totally exceeded my expectations.
Our most powerful copper-infused fabric, woven into our easy on, easy off compression sock to help reduce swelling discomfort from prolonged sitting or standing.
I'm 38 and a half weeks pregnant. CopperFit Energy Socks worked beautifully.
Extra support around the arch and ankles for increased support and relief of muscle aches and pains.
I'm so excited about these socks. I'm so much more energized to go do things after a day of work. They just slip right on, yet they still have that same compression that you want.
A soft cushion footbed for all-day comfort.
I'm on my feet at least 9 to 10 hours a day. These were fantastic. A lot of compression socks are a little too thin, especially for what I do. With CopperFit, I could wear these every day.
Feel more energized, feel more active, just feel better.
They just hug your leg. It relieves all the pressure that you have. I have so much energy, I can go, hey, you want to dance?
The first ever easy on, easy off compression sock. The most comfortable compression sock you will ever wear. Get your CopperFit Energy Socks now online at GetEnergySocks.com for only $19.99. Call 1-800-297-1659. Order right now and we'll include a second pair of compression socks free.
I've never felt anything like it before.
No more pain, no more swelling, no more achy, tired feet.
I can never go back to regular compression socks again.
Don't settle for ordinary. Ask for the original by name, CopperFit Energy Socks.
NECN, New England's connection.
Today on Talk Stoop, we're celebrating some of the music world's greatest talents. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Talk Stoop. Listening to our first guest is truly music to my ears. 6-time Grammy Award winner Dionne Warwick proves that at 78 years old, she's still got it with a new album to boot.
She's back.
Yes, she is. She is back. I am so happy that you put out some music. It's been 5 years, right?
Yes, and you sound like everybody else. We're glad you put out some music.
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Who came up with the title, She's Back?
I did.
You did, okay. What was the inspiration behind that?
Like I said, people accosting me. When you go put some music out? You know, and I finally said, okay, I'm gonna let these people know she's back.
Mm.
You know, now you can go on out there and get the music that you've been hounding me to get.
Right.
And I'm thrilled that they're hounding me.
Yeah.
That means that they want to hear me again.
We love great music, and you've given us such great music for such a long time. And you're so unapologetic, you know, and just confident. And I just think that's such an inspiration for all of us, regardless if we're talented to sing or not. So you have a residency in Vegas.
It was wonderful. We were at Bally's for the month of April. And it's been excessively successful.
Yes.
The Caesars has been asking me to come back, and I'm going to give it some thought.
I was gonna say, I mean, you could be vacationing now.
Shouldn't I be?
Right.
See, let's
Let me tell, who's the manager here? Let me talk to you.
Exactly.
Now, you moved to Brazil for a while.
Yes, I did.
What made you want to move to Brazil?
Oh, I found something there that I find missing, unfortunately, here. And that's respect of elders. They revere their children. I mean, their children are their lives. They smile.
Right.
They say, bom dia, good morning. You know, you get in an elevator, you're not looking up at numbers.
Right.
They speak to you. Yeah. It's a place that's warm and gentle and it's absolutely gorgeous.
Isn't it just so interesting to think about that we don't really have that here?
No, we don't, unfortunately. We used to.
Right.
There was a time when people actually would look at you and smile and say hello.
Right.
And it's just, I don't know what's going on right now. It's very strange.
Right.
I don't like it.
No, the energy is not well. I do think partially social media has a lot to do with it because I think so much random information, false information comes out, and And it's hurtful. So I think
Yes.
that hurt, that energy is just constantly being spewed.
We've digressed. We're going backwards.
Yes.
We're going heading back towards the 60s, which was not such a wonderful time.
What would you like to see happen in our country? Like if you know, being the experience and the wisdom that you have, what would you love for us to see? And, you know, what's the good energy that you're hoping for?
At a very, very tender age, my grandfather, who was a minister, and I tell the story as often as I can because it rings true. He told us all, me and my siblings, that God put us here for a purpose. And that purpose is to be of service to one another. And it's not very hard to do.
Right.
You know, Ray Charles has a saying that I love, don't give me a handout, give me a hand up.